Greetings and welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Poly Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto. And this is an interesting show this week because I kind of got the inspiration of it while watching one of my colleagues in the UK post some video of the way some of our microphones are working in a very windy environment. And he's on to talk about it. Jonathan, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Good afternoon and welcome. What a pleasure it is to be on the show. My name's Jonathan Clark. Yes, I'm from the category team looking after headsets for EMEA, based in UK, London. But for my windy session, I was up in the Isle of Skye, so making the most of the changeable weather that you get in the Isles of Scotland. But what a pleasure it was and a joy to be there on holiday. But I took the opportunity because I love our technology. Oh, that's very sad, isn't it? Anyway, just there you go. That's me.
And I would be remiss if I didn't point out that you are HP Poly's poet laureate. So
Yes, absolutely.
you're writing poetry and songs and other many things that we run into. I remember being at a trade show recently somewhere, probably ISE, where you sang a song to
Uh,
the team. But I
yeah,
won't put you on the spot to do that here. But start working on something good for Poly Weekly News, and we'll have you back in maybe a
always,
holiday poem or an HP poem or something like that.
okay, always,
So
always available for comment and poetry and singing. West End beckons maybe one day, or not. Unlikely, but anyway, never mind.
you guys are so lucky. I mean, I go to Broadway many times because I'm here in New Jersey. I'm like 40 minutes out of New York, and I've gone to the West End performances. Obviously, I've seen Les Mis in like 14 countries, but you guys get ice cream in the middle of the performance. So
Oh
they walk
yes,
around
yeah.
in the this little.
Well, if you can afford it, it's about £5 a pop for a little tub. But
Well, if you're
yeah,
already at the
yeah.
West End, you might
Yeah,
as well,
well, yeah,
in for a
yeah. Well,
dime, in for a dollar.
up in the gods, up in the gods we go, cheap and cheerful, as high
Ah,
up as we can, but we enjoy the experience. So
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
I think we're actually going next week to go and see The Lion King. We haven't seen that one, so we
Oh,
thought we'd
wonderful.
have a
And
yeah.
and later this week, Wednesday is my wife's birthday, and I'm taking her to
Uh,
see the Neil Diamond play in New York, A Beautiful Noise. We're going to see the matinee.
ah,
So we got
there's
completely straight off of the subject. Let's kind of reel it back in
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
and
Okay, fine.
talk about so I mean I've had this conversation multiple times. In fact, I had it last week when I was talking with Joe about headsets are not a thing, not a one thing. You can't tell everybody, here's your headset, now go to work, because everybody has different wearing styles. I'm wearing and you're wearing, I
Yeah,
believe,
well,
the Voyager Focus. I'm on wearing the Focus 2. And this is a covers your ear but lightly. It's a gentle cover.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've got the Surround 80 there, and we just introduced the Surround 85, which is the boomless. That's the one that really
Mm.
smacks over the ears, covers them
Yeah, yeah.
completely.
Well,
Uh,
to be honest, the beauty of this thing, you see this little pointy thing? I've
yeah.
got a bit of a pointy head, and it sits nicely on there, and I've got rather large ears, and this is the only headset that I've had that actually covers the ears nice and comfortably, but gives them full coverage. So that adaptive ANC and the comfort wearing is pretty phenomenal with this device. But this is my go-to product in terms of noise cancelling. The acoustic fence, you can do anything. Well, within reason, obviously, and cutting the grass is one of my favourites.
So the question is it possible to multitask and present on a conference call and mow the lawn or cut the grass? Whatever you want. So here we go. Let's see how we get on. So let me potter outside. Whoa, there's the garden. There's the Bosch lawnmower. So let's just see what that's like. Um, as I potter out of the window, let me just see how this works. Hello, as if by magic. So let's just place this here and start it up. Now, can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is magic. Put this on. This is a lawnmower, a Bosch Rotec 32R. So, now, can you hear me there? Can you hear me? Sorry, it's probably not the best experience, unless you have a Voyager Focus 2.
I thought, well, we can't leave this session without doing a little demonstration of the Voyager Focus 2 with the noise cancelling. So I'm Don Le Jardin to Jonathan, or the backyard, as I think you call it over in the US. And dog barking. Hope you didn't hear that. Yeah, well, because what I wanted to do is just well, I forgot to mention about the promotions that we've got. So, as I'm busy and I'm multitasking, I thought I'd continue with my grass cutting and continue with the interview. I'm using the Studio R30 pointed out the window that will find me, as well as the Voyager Focus 2 and a Bosch lawnmower if you're interested. Um, but the promotions that we have, we've got the Agile at Work, which is including the 5200, our decked range of devices, if anybody wants decked, the 8400 and the 8200s, as well as the Voyager 5200, and the black wires are back in as well. So yeah, so black wires, get that additional discount. Speak to your distributors or your resellers, who are whether you're an end user customer, but you have got that option of being able to leverage this Agile at Work promotion that we have. And also, we have the trade-in. So if you've got any legacy Plantronics or Poly or any competitive devices, you can trade those in and trade up to the newer devices. So lots of options for you to make the most of the newer technology, whether this is the beautiful Voyager Focus 2, the 5200, any of the new decked range, any of the Surround 80s or the Surround 85s. Make the most of it. And well, thank you very much. Be remiss not to use the technology. Thank you very much indeed.
So that is truly phenomenal.
I'm just back now, and you've got me. So
that's fine. And there are so many other styles as well. You know, we still sell the 6200, which is the neckband, and it's got the little earbuds. So, and that's the Voyager Free 60, one of my favorite. I honestly, you know, if I'm being honest with everybody and our viewers, I prefer the 6200, the feel, the tightness in the ear, the way I don't have to have it on when I have it on, and I can just put it on when I need it. But the Voyager Free 60 is so much more convenient to take when you're traveling.
Oh yeah.
That you know, I've pretty much abandoned the 6200, and I've got it charging kind of in a corner of the house, and I bring the Voyager Free 60 with me. And then there's always our standard.
Well, no, I wouldn't say standard. Now, I have to say that when obviously a long time ago in 2018, I think when they first announced about the Poly and Polycom or the purchase of Polycom by Plantronics, asking a few of the regular Plantronics guys, because obviously at the time most of the executives were wearing the 6200s. I asked a couple of sales guys, what headset should I go for? I obviously ignored all the persona research that we do, which was not a good thing to do. But I obviously do as we do and not, do as we say, and not as the foolish people do. And they said go for this little beauty, the Voyager 5200, because it's a fantastic all-rounder, and it still is. And I know Jen Adams designed this, and she's very proud of it, and we are still proud of it because it is a phenomenal device with BT 700 dongle these days to give it a bit of extended range. But in terms of the noise cancelling capability, the wearing style, the discreetness, pretty phenomenal technology in there, and the WindSmart technology that's got 4 levels or 6 levels of 6 layers of WindSmart, I think they call it now, with the 4 microphones in the boom and the one at the end to pick up the voice, and then the algorithms that remove any of that naughty wind noise when you're in a windy environment, when you're driving a car with the wind, what do we call them? We call them windows. I don't know, windshields. Anyway, windows down, arm out the window. Not that we do that too much in the UK these days, but phenomenal bit of kit. 7 hours battery life in that, and additional 7 hours in the case. So you've got a device that will keep you going all day. For a road warrior, someone that's always on the go, but phenomenal technology and small and discreet that sits over the ear, either the left ear or the right ear, depending on how you position it. But it's really, really amazing stuff.
We'll keep talking about it in a second. Let's pause here just for a second because I want to play. No, you're good. Let's play the video that kind of spurred this conversation that you recorded. Where were you again? Northern UK?
It's the Isle of Skye in Scotland.
The Isle of
any Scottish. Okay. Yeah, the Isle of Skye. Amazing place. So if you get a chance to go and visit there, please do. It's amazing.
Let's take a look at the video and then we'll come right back.
Headsets to the Voyager 5200.
So there you go. Let me talk to you using this and sing you a little song. So
I work from home on the Isle of Skye. I use my laptop, it gets me by. But sometimes things can go awry. What's JC's persona? On my mobile I need to rely when I drive through the Isle of Skye. Clear and crisp for when I say hi. What's JC's persona? Let the wind blow low, let the wind blow high. On all those conference calls I'll go. Will they hear me when I say hello? What's JC's persona? Let the wind blow high, let the wind blow low. Pollywind Smart Works on the go. They'll hear me clearly when I say hello. I'm a remote collaborator or road warrior.
So that is truly phenomenal that we have a device that's that small and that compact that can beat up all of the wind noise and hear clearly on the other end as if there was no wind blowing at all. Obviously, the longer and stronger it is, the more you hear a little bit of artifact. But the AI capability and the noise reduction capability in that device is just really phenomenal.
Yeah. No, and I think it's and the beauty of it is the microphone boom, although it's a bit like the Focus 2, it's very small. The closer to the mouth the microphone is, the better. But then that impacts on what you're doing, whether you're having a cup of tea or something like that. With the algorithms and the extend of the microphones and the all the technology and proprietary DSP stuff that we have in these devices, really does make for a clear and concise call or a song, which I was singing on that, which was a skit. If for those that don't know, and there's probably a lot out there that don't know, Donald, where's your trousers? What it was taken from. I borrowed that, and he'd just come down from the Isle of Skye in his kilt. Obviously, he didn't have his trousers on, just to explain that. So I took the song and tweaked it to what's JC's persona.
There you go. So,
Oh, dear.
again, being completely honest and completely blunt, I have my 5200. I keep my 5200 wherever I go, wherever I travel. I'm using the Voyager 360, like if I'm taking a plane trip or if I'm, like on a big road trip, but just like during the day, if I'm going to the store or if I have to do something locally, the 5200 is always in my bag. I know that if I put it over my ear and turn it on, I will never miss a call. My watch goes off, when my phone rings, but I also get it right in my ear and I know that it's there. So incredibly handy. And it has some of those great features that you can set up in PolyLens and some of the other controls where you can put it on your ear and then that's indication to your phone that you want to answer the call.
Yeah.
So
Oh
so
no,
it,
the sensors. Yeah, the sensors. And also, if it is on your head and you're driving, which is when I use it most of the time, is that if you do get a call, then it gives you the verbal control. So it says answer or ignore. So if you want to
right.
answer the call, you can answer it. If not, you just ignore it. So you can continue driving safely, which is pretty paramount these days in terms of what you're doing. So helping people to be productive and multitasking, obviously within reason, but really powerful kit.
Yeah. I was
I love.
very impressed with its predecessor, which was the Voyager Legend. I
Yeah.
remember working with a number of people from Plantronics at the time, where they literally just kind of hooked it over their shirt button and they walked around with it whenever they needed, and it was just
Yeah.
there all the time. So
Yeah. In
it's a
fact,
great device.
I was digging through looking for videos, and I did find something from the Gadget Show a long time ago. Not quite sure. I think it was the Voyager Legend, and that's the Gadget Show. I think it's a UK TV program, but it was
Hmm.
they were on jet skis in New York somewhere on doing calls, showing you the WindSmart technology. So if
Yeah.
phenomenal me doing it up in the Isle of Skye, but on a jet ski is even more impressive. If we could dig that out, we can
The
talk
thing
about. I
with
think
the
it's on YouTube.
Legend,
So
I'll definitely take a look at it. The thing with the
yeah.
Legend was that it had a lot of other voice prompts and voice commands in it, where it had a lot of functions. And then we realized that why should we be duplicating what's already on the phone,
Mm,
on the voice assistant or the AI assistant? So that was back down, and it was just focusing on the case and the dongle and
mm,
some really awesome pieces there. So the 5200 is the latest in that series. There's still
mm,
people who want to use a one-ear device every once in a while. Like I said, I use it all the time for
mm.
convenience. So it's nice that it
Yeah,
performs so
yeah,
well.
and you get a bit of you talk about the s- the 360. You get that you can use this with a single ear or binaural, as we say, because you've got the
Right.
option to use these one. If for those again, different wearing styles and different environments, I guess noisy environments. We do get some wind smart technology with this, but obviously in very windy environments, that's when the 5200 with that microphone boom does come in
Mhm.
and gives you that exceptional
A
audio
little closer to
experience.
the mic, to the
Yeah, yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
And the other thing that's really cool about the Voyager 360, now that you mention it, is if you're using one earpiece and your battery's starting to die, you can switch to the other one and put it in, and
yeah,
you keep going forever and ever and ever.
yeah. Battery anxiety. Are you electric car man yet, or are you
No, no, no.
gasoline?
Well, hybrid. You know,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
I'm getting there slowly, but
Yeah,
the electric cars in this country sometimes have people that you don't really want to support, so you have to kind of
yeah,
move
yeah.
slowly
Okay,
with that.
yeah. Well, I have to say, I'm not sure because I did drive up to the Isle of Skye, which is quite a long way in English terms, about 600 miles. So, going in an electric car would have taken me probably 2 or 3 days, but I managed to do it back in one day. But anyway, that's a bit of a long old day. But I wouldn't recommend that. I would do it over 2 days. But if you get battery anxiety, I'm a bit nervous, so I'm sticking with
Excellent.
gasoline or petrol. Anyway,
So I haven't been to the UK in a very
come
sad,
along,
long
come
period of
along. We've got the
time.
PEC. Come
Yeah,
and see the Gherkin.
I've got to get up to the Gherkin at some point in the near
Yeah,
future.
yeah, yeah.
Tell me about what the environment is and what the atmosphere is for a return to the office and working from home, and what the typical
Yeah,
integrators are when they're coming up to the PEC.
it-
What's the world like in your eyes?
it's getting there. I think we're seeing, in terms of return to the office, we're seeing things being mandated. I think there's one law firm that was tying in bonuses with how much time they spent in the office. And I was speaking to a couple of customers. We were at UC Expo last week,
Yep.
or the week before, and they're speaking to us, a good number of customers there that's saying that as of January next year, they were going to start getting people back into the office, 4 or 5 times a week. A lot of people are just still trying to work their way in terms of they did mandate 2 days a week, and you get them people in one day. They're looking to up that to 3 days, so they get 2 days. So it's still a bit fractious, I think, with that planning. But I think people are returning to this modern work.
Yeah.
Well, just working from anywhere and trying to have a mix to meet how people want to work. Integrators, they're seeing room booking systems. Now that the TC10, not that we're talking about that today, I guess. But the TC10 as a room booking for Microsoft Teams, there was a lot of asks for that at the UC Expo. We're very excited about that coming to the fore, as people come back into the office and wanting those meeting rooms, and just having the different devices and the different wearing styles for those, for that modern work. So noise cancelling out noise. Everybody's still a little bit nervous about what they're going to see when they return to the office. Is it going to have all the equipment that they need? And organisations are obviously getting their heads around that, whether that is for working at hot desking space or in an office, in a meeting room. So
Well, it was
big opportunities.
our friend, your old boss, Paul Clark, that used to. I think he was the first person that I heard say the term "earn the commute."
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
if we want people to come back to an office, it can't be the same one that it was prior to all of this craziness. And we've got a lot
yeah.
of details that came out on the work relationship index. If you haven't gone to
Yeah.
see the work relationship index yet, that's hp.com/WRI. Go take a look. It's completely
Oh, yeah,
free.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we
Well,
we
and
want to make
I
sure
think,
these.
yeah, because I think that from a poly perspective, in terms of what we've been talking about from a personas perspective, and you talked about different devices for different wearing styles for different use cases, and I think that work relationship index is at a higher level. That sort of sets the theme that you can then drill down using the personas. That takes it to the next level of detail. So we're starting off high. We can then drill down to. So what's the feeling of people across the organisations? The big survey that was done, how they want some say in what devices they're using, and this is when the persona research can come in and say, actually, you're this job role. This is what you do. You need these types of devices, and then you can choose what different types of wearing styles you have. So it's a really, really good story and a message that I think we're building as part of the HP family that's developing on, that great work that Jen Adams did with the persona
Mhm.
research.
Yeah, give people a voice in
Yeah.
what their choices are, and they will feel consulted and they will feel trusted. And that's one of the things that came through loud and clear is having that
Mm.
capability in there. So I'm
Yeah, and
hoping.
I just think, as people are going back to the office, it's how that, we can give them a say in that. So, they're having some say in what's happening. So I think we just try and keep them as happy and safe as possible.
And tell me what's going on in our offices at the Gherkin. Have they changed much?
Well, they're always changing with the X52s, with the TC10s, with the teams. They're showing
With
the
Mo, a
switch.
marathon runner now?
Yeah, Mo
Congrats.
and Zip Wire Man. So if you've been to the Gherkin, you can look out at the cheese grater, which is even higher. Mo ran up there, up the stairs for a little jaunt, and then zip wired down to the Gherkin, which scared the living daylights out of me when I saw the video. So a very brave man, but great marathon runner. And Dan Rhodes doing a fantastic job doing the demos. And I think he was over
Awesome.
with you in London, over in the US at part of the HP Imagine event. He was over there talking
Sure.
to some of the analysts. So yeah, he's showing obviously the X52, the people framing, all that sort of good stuff, and the X70 in its in all its glory. But they're also showing, the switching. When if you've got multiple cameras in your environment using the latest HP laptops. I don't have the latest HP laptop, so I can't demo it live. But that's just doing virtual cameras where you can switch cameras and it will automatically
Sure.
use the capabilities there. So always
So
good to get a customer in. Sorry.
No, you're fine. As we wrap this up, the bottom line answer is that if you would like to hear some of these terrific headsets in person, if you're in the UK, you can go to the Gherkin.
Yeah.
If you're in the US, send me a note. I'll get you hooked up with the closest either CWC from HP or Poly Experience Center from the Poly
Yeah.
side.
Or there's Ophaly in Paris, or there's our remote demos from Jonas van der Kraai. Yeah, lots of opportunities to either see it in person and hear it in person, or do a remote demos and in your local language. I think the German Uwe in Germany and Kai in Germany are showing off that as well in the Munich office as well. So
Absolutely.
it's not
So by
officially a
all
demo
means,
center, but sorry,
reach
yeah,
out.
pull it back.
We're good. Reach out to us if you want that. There is no comparison to actually seeing and hearing how this technology works. You can look at the boasts from us. You can look at the boasts from our competitors, if we can call them that. You can look at the boasts from everywhere, but there's no comparison to going in and listening to it and watching it and feeling it and understanding how good the technology is. I will put our products up against anybody's at any time very proudly.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Couldn't top that.
Well, there you go. And you could, but you're just running out of time. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, Jonathan, how would they do that?
I'm on LinkedIn, Jonathan Clark, or email me, jonathan.clark@hp.com.
Terrific. Jonathan, thank you for spending some time with us this week. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you spending some time with us this week, as we do every week, to talk about what's going on with HP and Poly. For all of my colleagues at HP and Poly, I'm David Danto. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.